Hello there everyone, here with me, Shal Shamina, for your English news at 5. Now let's get to the headlines. Our top headlining story, as newly President-elect Joe Biden plans to roll out dozens of executive orders in his first 10 days, on top of a big stimulus plan and an expansive immigration bill. Inheriting a collection of crises unlike any in generations, Joe Biden plans to open his administration with dozens of executive directives. These directives include expansive legislative proposals in a 10-day blitz meant to signal a turning point for a nation reeling from disease, economic turmoil, racial strife, and the recent aftermath of the assault on the Capitol. A raft of decrees were issued by the new President-elect after the inauguration on Wednesday to begin reversing some of President Trump's most disputed policies. Meanwhile, the flurry of executive orders, including rescinding the travel ban on several predominantly Muslim countries, rejoining the Paris Climate Change Accord, and extending pandemic-related limits on evictions and student loan payments. Joe Biden also plans to send sweeping immigration legislation on his first day in office, providing a pathway to citizenship for 11 million illegal immigrants in the country. Now, workers trapped in the gold mine in China since January 10 may have to wait another 15 days before they can be rescued because of a blockage on the intended escape route, officials said on Thursday. A total of 22 workers were trapped underground after an explosion at the Hushan mine in Xixia. One is confirmed to have died, while 11 are known to be alive. The remaining 10 are missing.
Rescuers were drilling new shafts on Thursday to reach 10 of the men in the middle section of the mine, more than 600 meters from the entrance, who have been sent food and medical supplies. Another survivor has been found in different sections. The shafts include one 711mm or 28-inch diameter shaft that rescuers hope to use to bring the survivor to safety. However, at least another 15 days may be needed to clear obstacles. Authorities said about 600 people are involved in the rescue. China's mines are among the world's deadliest. It has recorded 573 mine-related deaths in 2020, according to the National Mine Safety Administration.
Meanwhile, the Japanese government is still seeking to organize the Tokyo Olympics safely. Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga told the National Parliament on Friday that preparations continues for the competitions in cooperation with city administration and the International Olympic Committee, or IOC.
On Thursday, IOC President Thomas Bach told Kyoto that the Tokyo Olympics can possibly be rescheduled again or cancelled altogether. Bach underscored the safety of participants remained top priority for the organizers. Moreover, the president did not rule out possibility of reducing the number of fans or holding the games without them. The Tokyo Olympics was originally planned to be held between July 24 and August 9, 2020. However, the pandemic prompted the decision to reschedule the event to 2021, retaining the Tokyo 2020 brand.
Hello there everyone and welcome back. Now, good news, as Sarawak is considering setting up a state-owned vocational school or training center so that students with disabilities to pursue their studies after Form 5 locally. Now, according to Minister of Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women, Family and Childhood Development, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, she said that currently the students who want to attend vocational school must go to Kuala Lumpur as there is none here. However, not many parents are willing to part with their children and crossing the South China Sea to further their studies as they worry about their safety.
Kita membuat keputusan sekarang ini, kita sendiri wujudkan sebuah sekolah vocational untuk negeri Sarawak. Kita belum lagi putuskan sama ada ia dalam bentuk sekolah vocational ataupun ianya diwujud sebagai satu kompleks latihan OKU. Ya. Sebab kalau sekolah vocational, maknanya ada beberapa perkara yang perlu kita atur dulu, iaitu kebenaran daripada kerajaan persekutuan. Tapi kalau kita
As an alternative step, the ministry wants to establish a special training center for the disabled by the state government. She said the discussion include the form of the school, which courses for which type of disabilities, and the concept must be agreed on first.
Jadi lain sikit ya. Jadi ini tengah kita bincang, satu dari segi bentuknya sama ada ianya akan menawarkan jenis kursus latihan kemahiran jenis apa untuk kumpulan OKU yang bagaimana. Sebab OKU ini berbagai-bagai. Ada OKU cacat penglihatan, ada yang cacat pendengaran, ada yang dari segi OKU masalah pembelajaran, ada OKU cacat dari segi fizikal.
Meanwhile, the ministry is targeting to get a paperwork done this year. When asked on how soon this can be implemented, she said that it depends on how soon the concept paper can be completed, and it may start off as a pilot project at an existing facility before moving on to a permanent place. However, Fatima says location and training centers has not been identified yet so far. She does not reject the possibility of being successful. It will implement on a small scale from the beginning. The training center is clearly intended to provide professional training to get a certificate that finally can be used for job opportunities according to qualification, in addition to enhancing skills. Now the government is developing clinical trials for two medicines to determine their efficacy in treating COVID-19. The two medicines are namely oral ivermectin, IVM, and favipiravir.
According to Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, IVM is listed as an essential medicine by the World Health Organization as an alternate drug used to treat various parasitic infestation. In his Facebook post, he stated that it is cheap, easily available, and safe for use, and is only licensed for use in animals in Malaysia. Favipiravir is another antiviral drug which the ministry previously said it was considering using in treating COVID-19 patients. Nur Hisham said some clinicians have repurposed IVM, which has antiviral properties against RNA and DNA virus against COVID-19. He said there are now reports indicating the benefits of prescribing IVM in early COVID-19 cases as a way to limiting viral load and preventing severe disease progression or person-to-person transmission.
Meanwhile, the non-interested directors of FGV Holdings Berhad, or FGV, have recommended the company's shareholders to reject a mandatory takeover offer by the Federal Land Development Authority, or FELDA, due to the lower fair value offered at RM1.30 per share. Meanwhile, Felda also said it does not intend to maintain the listing status of FGV on the main market of Bursa Malaysia. At 3:55 p.m. today, FGV shares were flat at RM1.30 with 3.53 million shares transacted, while its market capitalization stood at RM4.74 billion. Now wrapping up the news at 5 today, as the COVID-19 antigen rapid test kit, or RTK-Ag, should be conducted by a trained operator and should be performed within the first 5 to 7 days following the onset of symptoms for best results.
Dr. Nur Hisham said the RTK-Ag is used when the turnaround time for the real-time reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction technique is more than 48 to 72 hours, or if the RT-PCR test is not available. Recently, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin was reported as saying that Malaysia was one of the first few countries in the world to use RTK-Ag as COVID-19 screening test, and the health minister had been using it since June last year. The kit was evaluated by the National Public Health Laboratory and the Institute of Medical Research to ensure compliance with the standards required, and later approved by the Medical Device Authority for wider use in the community.
Welcome to the first ASEAN Digital Ministers Meeting, ADG Min 1 via teleconference, with the theme, ASEAN, a digitally connected community.
The first ASEAN Digital Ministers Meeting, ADG Min 1, seeks to strengthen cooperation among ASEAN member states towards building digital ecosystems as a pillar in the post-COVID-19 development plan. This is our united effort to develop the ASEAN community in the areas of cybersecurity, personal data protection, 5G, promoting innovations, and e-commerce.
Held from January 21st to January 22nd in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. ASEAN, a digitally connected community. The ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025. It is our great pleasure and honor to welcome all ASEAN delegates to the first ASEAN Digital Ministers Meeting, ADG Min 1.
And that concludes TVS News at 5 today, here with me, Shal Shamina. Don't forget to stay tuned for our Nightline with Handy Gui. As always, I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.